And this is why I have a book problem behind me, because I'm a slow reader who can't keep up with her desire to buy books.
I feel like this series is slept on, and I think it deserves more.
I mean, I can't even get my physical TBR numbers to match up between what I've documented here and here. So you can count me out for card counting.
Welcome back to Booktalks podcast. This is Kayla.
And Marisa.
And in this episode, it is our June reading wrap-up and our July TBR. We are a little late recording this, considering it's already July 8th. I don't understand how it's July 8th. I don't
know.
I'm speechless, actually, just looking at I just noticed that. I'm like, well, shit.
How is it that we're almost like halfway through July? Because I consider July 15th halfway through. So we're like a third. And where'd it go? Where'd it go? And I'm leaving for the beach, and then I'm coming back, and then that's July.
I don't know. I do feel like when I was off, time moved faster. Like the days just flew by. So maybe work does slow my life down.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. I have to say, I used to dream of being a full-time reader and blogger. And maybe I have to do more of the editing stuff. But the first 5 days of break, I read 5 books. And I felt like not good. Like I was like, whoa. Like I felt like I was in my own little world. I didn't come up for air. I like when you like scroll too much and you're like, wait, what am I doing? That's what it felt like. It wasn't like a rewarding. Like I was kind of sad.
That's so interesting. I would have thought it'd be like, wow, I just got through 5 books. I feel accomplished and what a great use of my time. But it's similar to binge watching TV or binge watching shows. You never feel good afterwards. Like, yeah, you finished a whole show in 48 hours, but you like neglected everything else in your life,
No, I needed socialization. And that's what I think, we should manifest us going, making this a career, because that'd be really cool. But I think if it was in a place where we're both doing it and we're recording often and editing, maybe it would break it up. But the fact that I was just reading, I was like, I need to socialize. I need to get out of this apartment. Like Tom was working, and I was just like, I would open a book and I would just sit on the bed for 20 minutes, and I look up and it's 4 hours later and I finished 50% of the book, and I was like, you need to leave this apartment. And I'm like, you're right. And then I'd go to the beach and I'd finish the book.
Wow. I mean, it sounds like a dream to me, but I guess I'm about to find out, because I'm going to the beach for 5 days and literally just taking my Kindle. So I guess I'm going to have the same experience, and I will report back on whether it feels burdensome or like a relief. I don't know. I didn't think about it potentially feeling like, oh, I'm neglecting other areas of my life.
I think maybe I look at a lot of content creators that this is their full-time job, and maybe they just prioritize going to the gym and fitting in other things.
Yeah.
That wasn't a priority for me.
Yeah. No, I bet if it were your full-time job, you would treat it as your full-time job, and you would work for the 8-hour window, and then you'd, do other stuff outside of that. And yeah, I mean, if you were a full-time content reader, you would be reading, creating content, editing content, promoting books, interviewing authors. You would be doing lots of different things. You wouldn't just be reading, which it sounds amazing. Other than the editing, I actually love editing content, but getting it getting the captions, getting the hashtags, getting the descriptions and all that stuff is such a chore to me that by the time I'm done editing, I have no energy left to post the video.
See, I rather do that. And that's why I've been dragging my feet so hard editing the bookstore vlog, because it's just putting a bunch of, I need to do it. I've been dragging my feet with it. I need to put myself on a deadline or something like that. I should have been doing that, but every time I want to go do it, I just but this book's so good, and I would read instead. But no, it was nice. I think I was in a vacation mode too, where I'm I'm gonna veg and I'm gonna be lazy. That was my takeaway. I think if we were on a vacation and we read the whole time, I wouldn't feel that sadness, because I think we would make it fun.
Yeah.
It was just alone reading.
Yeah. But Tom handled it okay. He was a good supportive book boyfriend.
Yeah, he was really happy, because I'm oh, they're all on Kindle Unlimited. This is all free. And he's love that. So anytime where I'm not spending money, I think he's happy.
Yeah, less books in the apartment, more money in the pocket. I could see it.
Well, and I reread so much this month. It's like economics. I'm like making money at that point.
I mean, truly, that's so I think maybe you were the one who said it about rereading books or something. I don't know, but we were talking about, part of like having the book is maybe so you do reread it. Like it was so special the first time that you might want to reread it someday. But then you and I are also like, okay, but if we're reading books, does it count towards our reading goals this month because we already read it? And then it's like, oh, but if I'm rereading something, I'm not reading something new. And I feel like we have this guilt around it, but I'm trying to view it differently in relation to my physical TBR challenge. Like, okay, if I'm going to get the book, I can't just get the book and treat it as a trophy to prove I read it because like I would have so many books. I should only keep the books that I might like reread or that were really special or something like that. And maybe that will incentivize me to reread them someday. Like right now, not right this second, but recently I've been like kind of wanting to reread Throne of Glass just because there's certain times in my life where I'm driving and I remember listening to certain scenes on my drive home at like that exact spot. And I'm like, oh, I kind of want to like go back and do it all over again. But it's a big commitment to reread Throne of Glass.
So I did that in the beginning of the year, and it was the best thing ever because it feels like a warm hug, or like it
Mm,
feels like rewatching your favorite TV show. But it was definitely like a cozy activity, and I would struggle now because we're gonna reread ACOTAR
yes.
for the new book release. So it's kind of uh you're gonna be able to reread a lot of books at that point.
Yeah.
No, that's what I did whenever I purged. So I was like, when I was doing my TBR challenge ish last year that I did that, it was my internal challenge, not recorded. And I either would look at a book, I'd either get rid of it, I don't want to read it. If I read it and I didn't like it, I got rid of it. And especially when I moved, I went through all the books I had even read, and I was like, well, I'm never going to reread this again. Like, I don't even like this book. It's going to go away. So unfortunately, I only have one shelf here, and that's the books that I love. And I do have books that like, I don't know if I'm going to reread immediately, but they are in Tom's mom's basement. But
Mm.
it's hard because like you want to keep all the books you've read, but yeah, like books are meant to be read again and again. It's not supposed to just sit on your shelf all the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I did go through my Excel tracker this past week and mark off ones that I was like, I'm probably going to unhaul. I need to actually sit down on a Saturday and film it and actually go through book by book on my bookshelf and decide, am I going to keep it or unhaul it? Or am I going to read it and keep it or read it and haul it, whatever. But I did go through and do like a preliminary. Okay, these are ones that I'm thinking I'm probably not gonna rate, like, they're definitely not priorities to me, so I at least got that out of the way, but there's still quite a bit on my unread list,
Well,
unfortunately.
it makes it hard because then you have new books that come out. Like I'm looking behind your shelf and the new Silver Leap book came out. We haven't even reached for it.
I wanted to when it first came out, like, I wanted to, but then it's like, okay, but I had all these other books stacked up that I also wanted to read, and so, gosh, it's just so hard to keep up with all of them.
I know. I think once you clear out your shelves to what you just want to read, it will take a lot of pressure off yourself.
It will. It definitely will. And I need to get rid of some of the books that I've already read that aren't favorites. Like I have some Sherry LaPena thriller books that I don't even really like her thriller books. I or like Alice Feedy, like they're popular thriller authors, but they're not my favorite thriller authors. And so I feel like they're taking up space on my shelf when I'm never going to reread those. And I kept them for like a chance at maybe making a video someday ranking Alice Feeney books. And I'm like, but I don't even, she's not my favorite thriller author. So why would I do that? Like, I don't even like them that much.
N- No, it's hard because then you have to like weigh the content. I feel like half the content we make anymore is like we pop up a picture anyway. So,
I know. That's true.
and think
It's
how
true.
happy you'll be when you look at your bookshelf and it's all just books that you've read and loved.
I know. I know. I did reread one book this month and I didn't have the copy until 4th of July weekend. And I went ahead and bought it because honestly, it was $1. So it's like, fine, whatever. But I've read it twice now. And honestly, this is a book that both times the twist got me. Like, even though I'd already read it both times, I fell for the twist. And I feel like I should read it every 3 to 4 years and just remind myself how stupid I am because I bet I will fall for it again. Like, absolutely. As far as thrillers go, this twist, I don't know why my brain can't comprehend it, and then I get to it, I'm like, "I did that last time, didn't I?" Yeah, I did, but that's okay. It's really, really good. The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides.
Do
I
you
don't
think I would like it?
So, actually, in our bookstore challenge, I'm pretty sure this is the book I had you read the first page of, and you were
Oh.
not invested after the first page. I don't know if you'd like it or not. It's not scary, and it's not I mean, I enjoyed it, and other people in my book club, the other book club I'm in, they aren't thriller readers, and they really liked it as well, so it's possible you would, but I mean, it's it's more just, like, psychological and this, like, therapist trying to help someone who's mute, who may or may not have killed her husband, and so it's more just, like, a lot of talking as opposed to anything, like, super thrilling or suspenseful.
I am excited for our book of the month for our Fable group chat because it is a thriller. It is a YA thriller, and it is by Elle Kennedy. So kind of my favorite author and Marissa's favorite genre, minus the
Yeah.
YA part. I did order this one because I have an Elle Kennedy shelf, and I just feel like I need it.
I am excited for it because I saw Leah commented in the book club, in our Fable book club, that she was like, "This isn't a book I would normally have chosen, but I'm loving it so far." She's 40% of the way done, apparently. And I wasn't sure because it is YA. I liked the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, which was YA thriller, but some of the other YA thrillers I didn't vibe with. So the fact that we already have someone being like, "No, it's really good," I'm so much more excited to jump into it.
No, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. But I haven't dabbled with a lot of thrillers since our last book we did together with the vacation, with the
The
castle or
yeah,
whatever it was called.
the woman in Sweet 11. Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so I read The Silent Patient. I read Was Every Summer After our book club for June?
Yes.
Well, I read that one. I we already did a video on it, so we should link that, but I'm very excited to discuss the movie with you because we are not movie, sorry, TV show, because after we recorded our episode on the book, we started watching the TV show, and I have noted many things that I'd like to discuss concerning
Yeah.
changes from the book, including the title. Why did they change we'll get into that. But yeah, I'm just like, that is an episode I'm very excited to record.
They were like doing the first two episodes, they were doing so well. And then they just went down a cliff and made you hate every single character existed. And I'm like, and then characters that didn't exist, they made them and then made you hate them.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm not sure why they felt the need to do what they're doing. I think what you said it best. It's almost like they just skimmed the book and then made a TV show. And I'm like, that pretty much sums it up because whoever was in charge of it did not follow the source material at all.
No, it's so up. I actually, so after we discussed the book, I took One Golden Summer off my shelf. And I'm like, I'm going to reread this. Like, it was such a good book. And after watching 3 more episodes of the show, up to episode 6, I put it back. I said, you know what? I don't want to read Charlie. I don't even like him right now.
Honestly, I'm so confused because I was very excited to potentially jump into One Golden Summer because after the book, I said, like, I like Charlie. I want to see him fall in love. And now I'm watching the show and I'm like, do I hate Charlie? Like, he's not a good person. Is he like that in the book? And my mind cannot remember the qualities I liked about him because Show Charlie is just so bad. He's
No,
so bad.
it's like it's like actually an advertisement to not read her books, which and this is why like I love hate adaptations because you never know where it's gonna go. You don't know if it's gonna be like an off campus and you're gonna love it, or you don't know if you're gonna get this. And it's like so drastic because it's both on Amazon Prime. They came out a month apart and one just crashed and burned. So I'm excited to get into it more. I need to finish it,
Yeah, me too.
but I hate it.
Yeah, it's not going well. I really went in with an open mind, but it is not going well right now. We'll see. Maybe it'll surprise us. Maybe like the last episode will bring it all together. But I just kind of doubt it with how it's gone so far.
If Percy and Sam don't end up together, I'm gonna riot.
I mean, they have to end up together. Otherwise, why did they even make the show? Why?
I don't know. And if they don't end up together, I'm going to be unwell.
We will see. Although, have you thought that Sam looks like Harry Styles?
I didn't see that. What really bothers me is Kid Sam looks nothing like adult Sam.
Kid Sam, yes, I agree. Kid Sam and adult Sam are two completely different people. I thought the other younger to older people were like well meshed. But yeah, Kid Sam, I was like, did he have girly hair in the book? Like, I don't know. His younger self doesn't look at all how I imagined young Sam. And like you said, he looks nothing like adult Sam. So they got that one pretty wrong.
I also don't remember Percy being a ginger. Like, I remember her having freckles, but I remember her saying distinctly like she was a brunette.
And they made Delilah also a ginger, which I thought was weird having two gingers in one friend group. I don't know.
And Charlie, the actor of Charlie, his face just bothers me. But okay, I digress. We could talk about this in another episode because I can go all day.
Yes.
And I haven't finished it.
No, I haven't finished it either. We will discuss more. So stay tuned for that. I read The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I finally finished it. And I started The Mistake, but I have not finished it yet. But I am going to finish that in July on the beach. So I'm excited for that.
Yes, and that one, we also did an episode on our thoughts on Book Deal and Show Deal. So two separate episodes. We will link those as well into this clip.
And last but not least, I only knocked one off my physical TBR for this month, but at least I knocked one off. It was The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth. I don't recommend it. I hate to say that because I actually like Sally Hepworth, but of all the Sally Hepworth books I've read, this is definitely not up to par with her other ones. Like what's the one I really like? There was one I think it's called The Soulmate. The Soulmate was really good. I remember reading that and being floored by it. And then there's another one about like the good sister or the other sister or something like that. Again, 5 stars, really good. I read this and like nothing happens. Like so there's a murder or a death, but by the end of the book, you don't even really care because the author like talked about all these different characters and their stories didn't end up culminating into like anything to do with the death. So you basically just had like all these really interesting characters and then kind of what felt like a random death. And then the book ended and you were like, the heck? Like, why did I just waste all my time reading that? That didn't make any sense. I know. I still gave it 3 stars because, I mean, I enjoyed it. I wanted to find out what was going to happen. It just didn't amount to anything. So I'm like, I don't recommend this one. But, honestly, probably one I should unhaul. Even though I like Sally Hepworth, I'm not going to read this again because it wasn't very good. It is pretty, but maybe one I can unhaul.
I was going to ask that. So your TBR challenge, what number can we give for the end of June?
I don't know. I'm so confused by my TBR challenge. The math is not mathing. I posted a video here recently where I thought my TBR was either it was either at 153 or 155. My Excel spreadsheet shows me I'm at 154. So I started the challenge with 153 unread, and I'm currently at 154 unread, which is not the right direction to be going. But I'm confused because the math between what I was tracking via my video diaries and the math between my Excel spreadsheet aren't lining up. So I've gotten off somewhere and I cannot figure it out because I'm dumb. But according to my Excel spreadsheet, I have 154 unread. But you know what? At the end of June, I was probably at 155 because one of these I read in July. So at the end of June, I think I was sitting at 155 unread. So that's fun.
And if you're interested in Marisa's TBR challenge, I'll turn into those videos because she is documenting her whole journey while she gets it on track. So I think I really enjoy watching them, so I recommend watching them. Okay, I guess we'll get into my books. A lot of rereads, a lot of podcast books. So the first one I read this month was The Sunday Garden, which we did do a review on. So check out that video. The next one we were gifted, and I think this is the perfect summer read. Like, it's just not that it's summer vibes, but it's like it's short. It's has the cutest banter. It's a football romance, very cute, me cute. I never read her writing before. Lynn Painter, very good writing. I know she writes a lot of YA before this. This is an adult book, but not, I would say not like heavy smut, more just really good banter and relationship. I think it's actually one of my favorite books I've read this year so far. And she's an accountant like us,
Wow. Wait, the author or the character?
the character.
I might have to read that. I have it. It's on my shelf, so maybe I could knock it off this month.
It's only 300 pages. I read it very quickly on the beach. I would recommend packing it with you. Like, throw
Okay.
it in. It was so good. I need to read more of hers. Someone posted on Fable a review of this, and I wrote, what are other Lynn Painter books I can read? Because I don't really want to read YA romances. Like, that's just not where I'm at. So I want more of her adult books. I just don't know which way to go. But very good sports romance. I really enjoyed it. The next two are rereads, and it is The Deal, which we did an episode on. And this one, I said last video, I was urging to read Deep End, and it was worth it. Deep End's kind of weird, though, because, I mean, not much really happening, and it's a little, like, BDSM,
Mm.
but with diving and swimming. He is an Olympic swimmer that is very handsome, and he's European, and she's a diver. I was a diver. They're both socially awkward. Also, it has a weird plot where like her best friend is his ex and she pushes them together. So you're like rooting for them, but then also like, she being a good friend? So it's a weird plot line, but Allie Hazelwood makes it work. I read this again in 2 days. It was very good. And we'll probably read it again eventually. I just love Allie Hazelwood. I don't know what she does, but she's just so good with her words.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna like this book though.
Okay.
No, if you remember like the smutty scenes in the book we read last summer, the summer romance or the perfect summer romance, and they were like a little smuttier than her original books.
Yeah,
Same,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I would say similar level,
Okay.
or maybe a little worse.
Okay. I'm down to read it. But it's not on my shelf, so I'd have to borrow it from the library.
I don't know if the library will have it.
Library shouldn't censor. I assume they carry everything, right?
I don't know. I never really dabbled in the library with these kinds of books. And it's so misleading because, like, oh, it's like a cute little water book with some water details, and it's like, plot twist. Okay, the next one, we did an interview with Maggie Gates. So I read her new book coming out in September. So you have to wait to hear more of our thoughts on this book. I don't want to give anything away. I would say, of the Maggie Gates book, I've been on a Maggie Gates kick after all of this, but I do think the main character, he is a perfect mix of a cowboy and a businessman billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
It is an marriage of convenience trope. So if you like that, you'll be a fan of this. It is a new series of hers, so all new characters, and it's found family. So I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the Maggie Gates books, but I think it's a good cowboy romance vibes. And it comes out in September, so keep your eye out for that one. Okay, next I read a lot on my Kindle, and they were all Maggie Gates.
You kind
I
of went
guess,
on a Maggie Gates doom spiral.
yeah, I would say I did read every summer after. My thoughts are on our video there. But okay, let me get into Maggie Gates because those were my favorite reads. Besides First and Forever, I love these, and I've gotten Marissa to read them. So I read Poker Face, which is the first book in the Beaufort Poker Club series. I read that on vacation. I enjoyed it. I didn't say I loved it, but I enjoyed it. So I said, let me go on with this series. Let me read the next book. So I picked up book 2. And this one is I don't want to give too much away, but basically they're two widows. It has my favorite trope in it, which I didn't expect it. It was a lot of like healing together. It was so good. I loved it so much. I was like hooked, and it kind of sent me on like a pregnancy trope kick after that. I was like itching for them.
Yeah.
I held off. So it's a
Mm.
group of friends. Each book is like a friend. The last book is 2 friends of the friend group. So book 1 is Maddie. Book 2 is Steve. Book 3 is Hannah Jane. I forget. She's like a double name. So hers is like a playboy billionaire romance. And then book 4, he's also a billionaire, but he's like a nerdy billionaire.
Mm.
And she, the main character, her parents were like kind of arrested. So she has custody of 4 children. They live in like a trailer park. She's barely making ends meet. And this
Mhm.
guy swoops in and saves the day. And he just loves her
Okay.
so much. So it
Okay.
was obviously everything's a happy ever after because that's what romance is. So that one was really good. There is 4 and 5. So I didn't reach for 4 and 5 because I kind of was getting sad. Because again, like back to the binging thing, I think I was getting like too wrapped up in this world.
Yeah.
So I picked up Maggie Gates' pregnancy romance, which is 7 of Hearts. It ends up in the same world.
Wow.
So the main character, Kristen, her brother, her like oldest of her siblings, because she's oldest, second youngest. He's 17 in book 4. This is his love story.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, it was good. It was like a true pregnancy trope book,
Oh my gosh.
a true accidental pregnancy trope.
It's also funny that you were trying to leave that world and then you accidentally wound back in it.
Because so in Maggie Gates' reading order that she shares, this was like the last book you should read. So I was like, she lists it as a standalone, and it
Okay.
could be read as a standalone, but all the characters from the series are in this book. So I honestly think it was the best way to read it from book 4 because you already have the emotions of like this kid's like accepting this new like father figure in his life. Like this guy comes in and like kind of saves him. And then you see him be a man and take all
Okay.
of that and apply it in his love story. So that's my, like, when I said I'm going to make a Maggie Gates reading guide, I recommend that. I
Yeah.
recommend going immediately from 4 and like kind of skipping a beat because this is going to be a much more emotional impact in 7 of Hearts.
Mhm.
But now I'm back on book 5. I'm currently reading book 5. And that one's like neighbor. It's like best friend's brother / neighbor romance. She's a lot of
Okay.
tropes.
Well, I was thinking so I, for July, am currently reading Poker Face by Maggie Gates, which is the first one. And when you had told me before I started reading that the second book was two widowers falling in love. And so as I'm reading Poker Face, I know who the widower in the friend group is. And I'm just like trying to figure out how she is going to do that second book. Cause you also mentioned a surprise pregnancy. And I was like, how is that going to work? So like I am dying to get to the second book because kind of like you, this first one is like, it's fine. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. It's enjoyable. I want to read it. But I'm kind of dying to find out how she's going to make this second book work because he only becomes a widower in this first book. So, like, he is going to have to heal and then to throw in a surprise pregnancy. I'm like, what? Does he know that's coming? Obviously not if it's a surprise. So there's that. And then too, with the billionaires, I'm thinking, okay, they live in this like sleepy small town in North Carolina. Why are all these billionaires showing up? Like, I'm so excited for it. I can't wait.
I'd say the best part about these books is like that it all goes in order. All they keep building on each other, the friend group.
Mhm.
So like I think standing alone, like it's like a basic romance, but as this whole world, it's like it's really nice. I feel like this series is slept on and I think it deserves more.
I mean, I don't think people probably know about it because it's self-published, right? And you have to like search it up on KU, so it's probably not getting a lot of promo. So maybe we can be the voice for it because we're liking it so far.
I loved it. Like I even went on Etsy to see if they had like any fan stickers or anything because I feel like there's so many stickers out for so many series. And whenever I type Beaufort Poker Club, just like poker like Etsy items came up, and I was like, no, I don't want poker things. I want this book. I want like pictures of the characters. But I'm not artistic enough to make them. But big fan of Maggie Yates. I will be reading every book she ever written. That's my goal this year, actually.
She's written a lot, right?
I think like 24 or something like that.
And you're on what, 16?
I'm on 12. This is my 12th book. Well, I didn't even talk about Good Hands. So I read her most recent release is Good Hands. And after we interviewed her, she was talking about that. And it made me want to read her suspense romance that she recently came out with. And I was telling Marissa earlier, suspense romances just aren't for me. I don't like feeling anxious or nervous. I did this one on audio though, and the audio voices were very good. Like I tried listening to Poker Face on audio, and they were too southern for me. I literally couldn't do it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to listen to Poker Face on audio with some of the scenes in there. I don't know that I could do that. And I guess too, you're right. They probably are Southern. I guess I forget because in my mind they're in North Carolina. And it's like that's North. It has the word North in it. So like, they don't have accents. But I do remember there's this point where the guy, Luca, he says something like, "Yes, ma'am." And then his friend from New York City is like, "Yes, like, what? What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've been in North Carolina for too long." So I thought that was kind of funny since you and I both lived in the South for a little bit.
It does just, like, sneak up on you, the y'all. But yeah, I couldn't listen to the audio for that one, but Good Hands, I do think you might like it. I did tell Marissa this. She was a little too innocent for her age and for her life experiences, like, they just didn't line up. I think she was, like, kinda going for that plot, but and it was, like she was, like, card counting, and I don't comprehend what card counting is, like, I can barely like, if someone asked me to play a card game, I'd be like, "Wait, so what are the rules again?" Like, I would have a hard enough time keeping up with a normal game.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not even into gambling. So, first of all, getting me to do any game at a gambling table, I'd be like, "Wait, I have to risk my own money? That doesn't feel legal." So then, yeah, I couldn't card count. I mean, I can't even get my physical TBR numbers to match up between what I've documented here and here. So, you can count me out for card counting.
Okay, so I read 11 books in June. I would say heavily was because I was off for a week at the end of June, and a lot of just rereading. July, we're off to a good start at 3. Will I keep it up? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm off to a good start too. Although technically, I think I've only finished one, but I'm kind of dual reading two Kindle books at the same time, and I'm getting close to being done with both of them. So I'm like, I'm about to be done with three, and then I'm going to the beach, and I am planning to just read for 5 days and do nothing else for the most part.
I'm excited for you to go to the beach. I feel like it'll be better than my week off because you'll be with people.
It's true. I'll be with someone else who will, like make me go to dinner and every once in a while pop her head out of the ocean and be like, "Marissa, you want to take a break?" Which might be good. Maybe take a breather. Although truthfully, I don't get sucked in. I feel like the way you do with reading. I'm already someone who takes a lot of breaks. Like I self break. I read a chapter or two and then I'm like, that was nice. Let me sit and think about it for a minute. And that's why I'm such a slow reader because I can't just like I don't have that hyper fixation of just like wanting to get through the book. Even with thrillers, which you're supposed to be like super hyper fixated on thrillers, that's the whole suspense. I like I like read la di da di da and then take my little break, do other things cuz I don't know, I just need time to think about it and like imagine where the author's going. And this is why I have a book problem behind me because I'm a slow reader who can't keep up with her desire to buy books.
I'm just like a little addict. I felt like a little reading gremlin.
I am excited though for all the books I want to read in July. So
Yes, it's your TBR.
this is my TBR. So I actually already finished this one, but this is my hopefuls for July because this is from my bookshelf. I literally at the end of June, I was like, I have to do something about my bookshelves because my numbers are going up and they need to be going down. So I immediately grabbed this one. This is the first one I did. This story might save your life. So I'll talk about it in next month's wrap up. But part of why I picked this book was because it is about two people with a podcast. And I was like, I have a
Did they
podcast.
did they kill each other?
No. One girl goes missing and the other guy has to find her. So that's very good. This is also the month we're both doing mornings,
Yes.
which I'm debating taking this to the beach because this isn't like a beach read. Like I have lots of romance books that are beach reads that I feel like would make more sense. But I'm also dying to get back into it. And I would have time on the beach to film all my little Morningstar content, for TikTok. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should take it. But I don't know. I'm very excited though for us to get back into this series. And because this is technically the last book in the original trilogy. And I've heard it wraps up where you don't have to continue. Like I'm planning to continue, obviously, but I'm like, okay, I'm ready to see what happens to Darrow and Mustang. So there we are.
No, me too. I need to know.
Are we getting back into Rights of the Starling?
I think we should.
I think we should too. I literally, as soon as we finished Shield of Sparrows, I mean, I immediately went to the library and had this book within 24 hours, and it's been over a month and I haven't picked it up. So this is like high on my list. It doesn't help me with my TBR challenge, but I'm still like looking forward to it.
No, I will too if it's on your list, because then we'll do an episode on it.
Yeah. So Rights of the Starling and Morningstar are for sure for me. And both of those, well, it doesn't help me, but Morningstar does help me. I'm going to finish The Mistake by Elle Kennedy and Poker Face by Maggie Gates. I'm doing both of those on my Kindle, so they're definitely going to get finished on the beach for sure. And then this we got sent by a publisher, and I have been playing around with it for like 2 months, like just casually listening to it or picking it up here or there. And I don't know why I haven't just finished it, because it's just sitting in my Fable current reads. And I'm like, get it out of there. Like, I'm enjoying it. Why is it still there? So this is the month I'm going to go ahead and finish it. And it will clear one off my shelf as a TBR physical read. And we have the second one as well, because they sent us the second one. So if it goes well, I might jump into the second one. We will see.
Today's actually the release day for the second book in that series.
No way. Oh, shoot, we should post something since they sent it to us.
Yeah. No, it's on my list too. I've been dabbling in with it as well. I don't know why it's not sticking, but it's up there.
The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy just kind of feels like a book you can just like pick up and put down and come back to, because like stuff's going on. I don't want to say nothing's going on, but I almost feel like it's more of a book of vibes and like like it's two people who are kind of enemies to lovers, but like their banter is good, and that's what makes the story, so you can kind of just like come back to it. But anyway, that was my take on it so far.
It's on my list as well.
The only other one I definitely have to read this month is it's called The Vanishing at Castle Moreau, and that's because we chose it for my other book club, and I don't have any idea what it's about, and I'm concerned it's not super popular because I couldn't get like a physical book of it at the library. So I because they didn't have a physical book, not because it was checked out. So I'm like, I don't know what that means, because the Phoenix Public Library has everything. So anyway, but I am going to do that one as well. So like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have at least 6 books that I'm doing, and I'm going to be done with half of them shortly, like within a few days. So I think it's
This
going
might
to
be
be a
your
good reading.
month.
I know. I think it's going to be a good reading month for me. I really do.
No, I'm excited for you. I think this vacation's going to be a good break for you.
I agree.
Okay, so my TBR, I already finished this one, but it's Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. This has been on my list for a while, and I'll discuss it in our next video. But look at even the artwork in this.
That's very pretty. Is it a
And
road
they
trip book?
No, it's like he's the bachelor, but he's a cowboy. He's like a bull rider. So it was the little reality TV kind of spice in there. And it kind of goes back to the world that she's already built. It is a standalone. You can read this on its own, but I would say it makes a lot of references to a book in her Chestnut Spring series.
Interesting. All right.
Another book is on my TBR. I've had this for a while. Tom actually bought this for me for my birthday. It was that event that I met the authors.
So it's signed.
Yes. They were very lovely messages for me. Actually, it's very cute. So far, I listened to my walk yesterday, and she just like books a 3-week trip to do a tour group in Scotland. And I go, me and Marissa should do this. And I'm like 20% in.
Nice.
And actually, when I met her, she was there with a travel company, and they actually plan trips based on her book.
That's so cool.
So if it's a good book, we might have to go to Scotland.
Maybe we'll have a built-in itinerary from the book.
Yeah. Okay, so my other 2 goals is to finish the Beaufort series. So I have Not in the Cards and I have Betting Man, and then I'll be done with that one. So that's up to 4. And then I have some arcs that we have been like, they'll email us if we want to read, and I might just click like the ebook part of it. So I did ask for the actual physical copy of Extracurricular, because this gave me Allie Hazelwood vibes to fill my like fix. So this one is a professor-student relationship, but she's like an ex-Hollywood Scarlet trying to escape Hollywood, and I'm like, ooh, this sounds so good. And then The Summer Girlfriend came out last month, but I got a copy on my Kindle. And someone on Goodreads said this is the book of the summer.
Really?
So we'll see. She's a girlfriend for hire, as a side gig, so we'll see where that goes.
Is there an Allie Hazelwood one that was a girlfriend for hire? There's a book I read last year where she's a girlfriend for hire, and I really liked it.
I feel like there is. Is it the one with the pink cover, maybe? No.
No, I love your no. No, what one? I don't know. I don't have any idea now. I just remember she ends up being hired by like some guy's brother, but then she ends up falling for the guy. Or maybe she had even had a secret relationship with that guy, and then the brother hired her, and it was like, oh crap, like I accidentally slept with your brother a few weeks ago, or something like that. I don't remember. It was something along those lines.
We'll see. I'm gonna read these because I want to be able to recommend them if they're good. And then also, this was a contender in our Fable group chat. It's Chase Me If You Can, and this one looks so good. I actually regret not requesting a physical copy of it because it looks so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll see. I have it on my Kindle as well. And then, so I found a new author.
No.
I know. I was on Instagram and I was in my pregnancy trope kick and I got an ad for surprise pregnancy, not his baby trope,
Wow.
working romance. Yeah, I never listened to the ads on my Instagram. It was an ad for a book that was on Kindle Unlimited. So I went and I read it in a day. And now, so actually this is she has like a 5-series world. This girl her name's Julie Salmon, but I think she goes by J Salmon. And unfortunately I read the 5th series, the first book in the 5th series. So there's a lot of side characters that I don't know if I really care to read about.
Yeah.
But I did read the first book in the 4th series.
Okay.
The reason I'm not reading the first 3 is because she has cutesy covers for the last 2 series. She only has the shirtless men covers in the first 3.
I see.
I don't want that on my Goodreads.
There's no alternative cover. Yeah, that's too bad.
It's giving me Grey's Anatomy. You have to suspend reality a bit more than you usually do in your regular romance. It's like a notch spicier than your normal romance, but it's very it's a palate cleanser. They're very quick reads. So I did read 2 of those in July already. So we might get to another one.
Wow. You're going to have another big reading month.
They're all just like really handsome, rich doctors, and they just like fall in love with these like nurses or other doctors or med students. Like it's like literally Grey's Anatomy. There was actually a scene in the book I read where she's in the elevator with like her ex, her like love interest, and then like the love interest's like ex best friend. And I was like, I've seen this scene before.
Yeah, literally, I'm seeing it in my mind from Grey's Anatomy. Yep. No, that sounds really good though. It does sound really good. And honestly, like I like a romance that's a palate cleanser. Like I thought I wanted angsty, heavy romances, but I don't. I want like a quick palate cleanser, steamy, whatever. Like that just you get through it so fast and you're like, yeah, now what? Like, what's the next one? You know, like they make you kind of want more. I can see how you get through them so quick because you get to the end and you're like, oh, that was easy. I should just do the next one.
You literally just open up the next one. You're like, okay. So that's my goals. My actual goals is to read some of my physical books I own to knock some of those down. So the books you mentioned, Morningstar and the Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. So those are on there too. And I might just throw in a couple more of Jay Salmon's books. And I politely request that she makes cutesy covers for the first 3 series of her Boston World series. Also, the names are like a mouthful. I'll read a couple. So the overall series is Boston Irresistible Billionaire series.
Okay.
And then everything has undeniable in it. So it's like undeniable corrupt, undeniably unexpected, like just shorten the name a little bit.
I honestly think that got advertised to me when I opened my Kindle the other day. Like I remember, is it like a 6 or 7 book series or maybe 9 books or something? Like
There's 7 books.
The 7 books, yeah. Because I remember it saying undeniable. Like so, I think that got advertised to me on KU.
It was pretty good. I read Undeniably Convenient, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I have a problem.
We need someone who makes those videos that's like, what does your favorite trope say about you? I want to know what surprise pregnancy says about you. What does that mean?
Maybe I just have like freaking baby fever or something.
Do you have baby fever?
No.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like you don't. So that's why I'm like, what does it mean? Are you like living vicariously? Like, I don't know, like, is it just you can't imagine that, so you enjoy reading it? Like, I
I
don't
just
know.
love how they, like, step up the man and they're like, I will protect you and this unborn child."
Yeah, I mean, I haven't read one yet, so I can't speak to it, but once I'm done with Poker Face, I'm moving on to the next one, and I'm looking forward to that being my first surprise pregnancy. Although I know there's gonna be a surprise pregnancy, so does it still count for me? A
Well,
surprise
it counts because it's still a surprise to them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm excited. I wanna see what the hype is because 'cause you've talked it up so much that, like, I wanna understand it.
Okay. Oh, I hope it lives up. I think you'll just like Steve to begin with.
Okay. I do
You'll be
like
like
Steve.
you'll be like, "I could fix him."
I do like to fix a man.
We're such red flags. Oh my god. Okay, we'll wrap it up here. Do you have anything else to say?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to knocking off a few more books from my physical TBR and having a good July reading month.
Yes, even though it's a third of the way over. Okay. Thanks for listening. This is Kayla.
And Marissa,
And make sure to hit subscribe and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Booktalks Podcast and join our Fable book club, which we're reading Thornbird by Elle Kennedy.